Hey, this is Aiden with Workman Firearms. So I just got off the range, put a couple hundred rounds through my firearm. Now it's time to clean it. Before we get into the process of disassembly, cleaning, lubrication, reassembly, I'm going to tell you the cleaning materials that you're going to need to adequately clean your firearm. Let's get to it. Cleaning materials you're going to need. First thing you're going to need is some type of gun solvent. Solvents are used to break up the carbon or break up the debris inside your firearm. Next thing you're going to need is some type of gun oil or lubricant. This is going to make sure that your firearm functions properly and prevents malfunctions after you've cleaned it. Some type of gun patch, a nylon cleaning brush, a metal or brass cleaning brush. Now this one is optional. If you have carbon that's really caked on your firearm and it's hard to get off, a brass cleaning brush is going to do the trick. The next thing you're going to need is a nylon or brass bore brush. Does not matter which one. An eye loop. A T-bar. Or a snake. And then you can also get some type of lubricant that is also a crossover. So the CLP lubricant is a gun cleaner and lubrication. So it does both. Now you don't have to purchase these individually. You can always go out and get kits that has everything you need, just like this Otis kit or this Hoppies kit. Now some optional things that you can also use is just a tin box just like this to put all the components of your firearm, and a gun mat. Does not matter what type of gun mat, but using a gun mat will protect whatever surface is under your cleaning station. Now, if you don't have a gun mat or you don't want to purchase a gun mat, you can always put down some newspaper. The first thing you're going to do before you clean your firearm is remove any ammunition near your cleaning area. After that, you're now going to clear your firearm. Remove the source of ammunition and then lock the slide to the rear. From here, physically and visually inspect that chamber. Inspect your magazine well. One last time, physically and visually inspect that chamber. All right, your firearm's clear. From here, press in your trigger. Then with an overhand grip, you're going to clench and make a fist, pulling that slide back 1/8 of an inch. Now with your non-dominant hand, you're going to pull down on your slide lock. Push your slide forward. It'll come right off the frame. From here, we're going to remove the recoil spring. Remove your barrel. And now your firearm is broken down into 4 main components where you can adequately clean your firearm. After disassembly, we are now going to apply a light layer of solvent onto your firearm. Starting with your frame, make sure to get the internals along with the externals. Recoil spring assembly, your barrel, make sure to get the chamber and the muzzle. Then your slide. Now you can let that soak for a couple minutes, and then you're going to take your nylon brush and start scraping all the carbon. Make sure to really get the face of the bolt, side of the extractor, your feed ramp and the chamber. When it comes to your barrel, you're now going to take your bore brush and you're going to punch it chamber to muzzle. You want to do this a couple times to break up all that carbon inside the barrel. After you punch your barrel a couple times, you're going to want to take your eye loop and a gun patch. Spray some solvent under your gun patch. And you're going to punch your barrel again. picking up any of that carbon that you just broke loose while you're punching it with the bore brush. While scrubbing your frame, make sure to really get inside the internals, breaking up any carbon and debris inside your magazine well. Now, once you're satisfied and you broke up all the carbon on your firearm, now we're going to wipe it clean. When wiping it clean, the main concept is to pick up any carbon or debris that you just broke loose with that nylon brush. Now, you can use a couple different things to clean your firearm. First one is a gun patch. The second one is a paper towel. However, the paper towel does leave behind debris. Or a microfiber cloth. I'm going to use the microfiber cloth just because it really picks up that carbon nicely and it's a larger surface. Pick up that frame, start rubbing down the externals. Picking up all that solvent. Work your way inside. Really make sure to absorb all that solvent and carbon that's left behind. Do the same thing with your recoil spring assembly. Move your way to your barrel. After you wipe down the outside of your barrel, you're going to want to go back to your eye loop. Take a dry, clean gun patch. Put it through your eye loop. And now you're going to punch the barrel chamber to muzzle until your gun patch comes out completely clean. Repeat this process until you have no carbon on the gun patch. So now your barrel is clean. And to double check and make sure your barrel is clean, just hold your barrel up to a light source and make sure that there's no debris still in there. Move your way to your slide. Wipe down your slide. Once you're satisfied and there's no more solvent or carbon onto your firearm, we will now move into lubrication. When lubricating your firearm, I like to use a lubricant with a nice needle tip to it. That way you can get into any nooks and crannies. Now the first thing I'm going to do is apply a drop of lubricant to each one of the slide rails. Then move to my recoil spring assembly. Put a couple drops in there as well. Same thing with the barrel, put a couple drops. And then I like to use my hands and rub in that lubrication all over the barrel. From here, I'll pick up my slide. I'll put a drop on each one of the slide rails. Now make note to not put any type of lubrication inside the striker unit. This can lead to light strikes. After I lubricated my firearm, I will now reassemble it in the reverse order. Take your slide and your barrel, slide it in, pick up your recoil spring assembly, put it in the slide. Using your thumb, apply forward and downwards pressure, locking it into the barrel lug. Check alignment and make sure that your recoil spring assembly is locked into the second crescent moon of the barrel lug. Pick up your frame and your slide. Line your slide up with your guide rails. Gently slide it back onto the frame. From here, rack it to the rear. And now we're going to perform a function check. Press your trigger to the rear and hold it there. Rack it one more time. Slowly release and listen for the reset. All right, your firearm just passed a function check and it's good to go.